Hi everyone, I am P. Kavita, working as Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Applications, Annamacharya University, and I'm having 19 plus years of experience at this institute. So today here I am going to give some brief information about a basic HTML tags and what is the purpose of using HTML and what are the basic elements or tags which are used for developing web pages or web documents. So let me show the details of HTML elements. So first of all, we'll see what is HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and this is used for creating web pages. And this HTML also describes how the structure of a web page should be. That is, how the elements has to be declared in a serial order. And these elements will tell the browser how to display the output or how to display the content of the web page. So these are the various tags we use for developing or creating web pages. So first one is called as comment element. So whatever we want to describe about your document, we can write in comment, and the content in the comment tag will not be reflected in your output. Next one is doc type. So this defines what type of document we are going to create. Next one is anchor tag. So this is used to define hyperlinks, that is from one document to another document. We can jump by using this hyperlink tag. Next one is ABBR, that is it defines the abbreviation or acronym. So next element is called as acronym. So instead of acronym, we'll use ABBR tag. Next element is address tag. So if you want to display or declare any contact information of a person, we can use address tag. Next element is applet. So this is not supported in HTML5. So instead of applet, we can use embed or object tag. Next one is area. So this defines the area inside your image map. Next element is aside. So this defines the content aside from the page content. Next element is audio. If you want to declare any audio in your web page, you can use audio element. Next one is bold tag, that is B. If you want to display the content in bold, thick form, then we can use B tag. Next element is base. So this specifies the basic URL address. Next one is base font. So this is not supported in HTML5 version. So instead of this base font, we use CSS. So this base font will specify font, color, size, type, style likewise. Next element is BDI tag. So it isolates a part of the text and it will display the text in different directions. Next one is BDO. So this overrides current text direction. Next element is big. So it defines a text in biggest font size. Next one is block quote. So this defines section that is quoted from another source. Next element is body. So this is the element where the content will be executed in the browser as output. That is, whatever you declaring body element or body tag, entire thing will be executed in the browser as output. Next element is BR tag. So this is used to define a single line break, that is from one line to another line. Next one is button tag. So this is used in order to create a button, and whenever we click on the button, certain action will be performed. Next element is canvas. So this is used to draw certain graphics. Generally, this canvas will be used in JavaScript applications. Next element is caption. If we want to define any heading for a particular table, we can use caption. And next element is center. So this is used to display the content in center of the web page. Next one element is site. So this defines the title of the work. Next one is code. If you want to declare or write a piece of code or of any programming language, then we can use code element. Next one is call. So this specifies the column properties for each column. And next is call group element. So this specifies more than one column in a table. And next element is data. So this adds a machine readable translation of whatever content you give in the web page. Next one is data list. So it specifies a list of predefined options. Next element is DD tag. It describes data description of a particular term. Next one is del tag. So this defines the text that has been deleted from a document. Next one is details tag. So this defines the additional details that a user can view or hide. Next one is DFN tag. This is an element which is used to specify a term that is going to be defined in the content. Next one is DIR, that is directory list tag. Next element is div tag. So this defines a section of a particular document. DL means definition list, that is description list tag. Next one is DT. So this is a definition term if you want to describe any term in the list. Next one is EM tag, that is emphasize tag. So which will display similar to italic format. Next one is embed tag. So this defines a container for your external application. Next one is field set tag. So this groups whatever elements are related in the form. And fig caption is, if you want to provide any heading for a figure, then we can use fig caption. Next one is figure element. So this specifies the self-contained content. Next element is font. So it describes font, color, size, style, type likewise. Next one is footer. So this defines the footer of your document. Next element is form. So this is used to define HTML form for user input. Next one is frame. So this defines a window in the frame set. How many number of frames will be there likewise. And frame set is used to define the web page, and if you want to divide the web page into how many number of frames. So for that we'll be using frame set. And next elements are H1 to H6. This defines the headings. H1 is the biggest font size and H6 is the smallest font size. Next element is head. So this contains the metadata information of your web document. Next element is header. So this defines a header for a particular HTML document. Next one is HR. So this defines the thematic change in the content. That is, it provides a line horizontally between two paragraphs likewise. Next element is HTML, which is called as a root element in HTML document. Next one is I tag, that is italic tag. If you want to display text in italic form, then we can use I tag. Next one is iframe. So this defines the inline frame. Next element is image tag. And if you want to insert any image, you can use img tag. Next one is input. So this defines the input control. And next element is insert. If you want to define a text that has been inserted in your document, then we can use insert tag. Next one is KBD tag, that is keyboard input tag. Next element is label, which is used to define a field like first name, last name, whatever we create in a form. So for those field names, we can use label element. Next element is legend. So this defines the caption for a field set element. Next one is li tag, that is used to define a list of items. And next element is link tag, which defines the relationship between a document. So next one is main. This specifies the main content of your web document. Next element is map element, which is used to define an image map. Next one is mark. If we want to highlight any text, we can use mark element. Next one is meta element. So this defines metadata about HTML document. And next one is meter element. This is used in order to define any scalar measurements of your document. Next one is navigation link. Next element is no frames. So this defines an alternate content for users, and this will not be supported in frames. And no script element. So this also defines an alternate content for users and do not support client-side scripts. And next element is object. This element defines a container for external application. Next one is opt group element. So this defines a group of related options in a drop-down list. Next one is option. So this also defines an option in a drop-down list. Next element is output element. It defines the result of a particular calculation. Next one is paragraph element. If you want to write any content or data in a paragraph, then we can use P element. Next one is param. So this defines a parameter for an object. Next one is picture element. So this defines a container for multiple image resources. Next one is pre-formatted text. If you want to format any text, we can use pre-tag. Next one is progress tag. It represents the progress of a particular task in your HTML document. Next element is Q tag. That is, if you want to define any short quotation, then we can use Q tag. Next one is RP tag. That is, it defines what to show in the browsers, and that will not be supported Ruby annotations. Then RT means this element defines an explanation or pronunciation of characters. Then Ruby is element which is used to define a Ruby annotation, and S is the element which is used to define the text that is no longer correct. And SAMP is an element which is used to define sample output from a particular computer program. And script is the element where we will use in client-side script, that is JavaScript. Next element is section. This defines a section in a particular document. Next one is select. So this defines a drop-down list. And the next element is small element, which is used to define a smaller text in your document. Next one is source element, which is used to define multiple media resources like audio, video, likewise. Next one is span element. So this defines section in a document. Next element is strike. Instead of strike, we use del or s tag. Next element is strong element. If you want to display any text which is important in the document, then we can use strong element. Next element is style element, which defines the style information for a document. Next one is that is subscript, base part. That is, if you want to define any formulas, like chemical formulas, H2O, CO2. So 2 value is a base value. So if you want to display any base values, you can use subscript tag. Next is summary element. So this defines a visible heading for a details element. Next element is superscript. That is, if you want to show any power, H square, C square, likewise, we can use super tag, that is superscript tag. Next element is SVG. If this defines a container in SVG graphics. And next one is table element. This is used to define a table. Next is T-body. That is, it groups the body content in a table. Next, TD, that is table data. Next element is template, which is used to define a container for content, and that should be written when the page is loaded. Next one is text area element, which we want to define multiple input lines. Then we can use text area. That is, this is the best useful for declaring address or contact information of a person. Next element is tfoot. That is, it groups the footer content in a table. Next is th tag. So this is a table heading tag. And next element is t-head. So this groups the header content in the table. Next one is time. If you want to specify any time, then we can use time element. Next is title. It defines the title for a particular document. Next is table row tag. It defines a row in a table. Next one is track element. So this is used to define text tracks for media elements. Next is TT tag. So this is teletype text, and this is not supported in HTML5 version. Next is underline tag. If you want to underline any text, you can use U tag. The next element is UL, that is unordered list. If you want to declare any list of items and if you want to define those without numbering, then in those cases we can use unordered list so that some bullets will be given for the list of items. Next one is var element, which is used to define a variable. Next is video element, which is used to define embedded video content. And next element is WBR. So this is used to define a possible line breaks. And those are all the basic HTML tags to be used for creating web pages or web documents. And this is a simple example. And we are using some elements, HTML elements like doc type. This is a document type. So we are using HTML root element, body element, and you are using headings H1 and paragraph and closing. So here whatever element you declare, appropriate closing element is to be declared by using forward slash. So H1 we are opening in this way, and you have to write the content which you want to display in H1 format, and after that you have to close that H1 tag like this. So likewise for any tag, appropriate closing tags will be declared. So this is a description. Doc type is a type of document and HTML is a root element. So head, title or the optional elements either we can use or we may not use. And body is the actual element where the content to be displayed in the browser as output. So in the body element, we can declare headings, paragraphs, images, hyperlinks, tables, lists, etc. H1 is used to define large heading and paragraph is used to define paragraph. So these are the basic HTML tags we use for creating web pages. So in the next class, I'm going to tell about what are the elements and what are the attributes in the elements to be used for creating web pages. Thank you.